Hello everyone, back in today's second video. Going to have a look at the weather for the next week to 10 days for today's second video. So day 10 is going to take us pretty much to around the 1st of August. We'll be able to extend out beyond that, the extended GFS and ECM ensembles may run to around a couple of weeks. That will take us into the first week of August, of course. And we'll have a look at CFSV2 at the end of the video next 4 weeks. That's going to take us into the second half of August. So yes, we are, as I said in yesterday's video, we are running down the clock now to the last stages of the summer, what we can class as sort of late summer. So I'll get on that for you very shortly in a moment, just to say that the first video release day was the ECMJF 30-day look ahead for the UK and for the rest of Europe as well. Looking at temperature and precipitation anomalies for the next 4 weeks takes us into the middle of August. We can extend out to weeks 5 and 6 with that, and we will do so in tomorrow's live stream from 6 o'clock in the evening. Have a look at the ECMJF week 5 and 6 temperature and rainfall anomalies then. But for the video that was released this morning, we stop at week 4, which gets us to the middle of August. It's a month head look ahead, if you like. So yeah, check out that if you'd like to do that. That'd be absolutely fantastic. Thank you so much, everybody, for doing that. Right, first thing to do before I do anything else is a big thank you to our latest donor. So before I had a break last week, of course, as you know, I went away for a few days and had a few days off to have a bit of a rest. And just before I went away, I had a donation from somebody through PayPal, and I've got to give that person a shout out. I'm very late doing it, so I'm really sorry to this person for being so late with your shout out. It's purely because I had last week off. But here we go. Hello, and a big thank you to Celine Doran. Thank you so much to Celine Doran for becoming a donor for GavsWeatherVids. It's absolutely great, absolutely fantastic. Thank you so much, Celine, for doing that. You sent me a lovely email as well. So thank you very much for that lovely email, and thank you for your donation to Celine Doran. If you would like to become a donor of GavsWeatherVids, all you need to do, come to the GavsWeatherVids PayPal page, sign into PayPal account, and give whatever donation you would like to GavsWeatherVids. You're going to get a shout out in videos as long as you, well, if you'd rather say anonymous, that's absolutely fine, but otherwise you'll get a shout out in a video. You can also become a patron for GavsWeatherVids as well. We've got 55 patrons. Hello, thank you so much to our patrons. So yeah, just come to the GavsWeatherVids patron page, and you can sign up for a patron account, assuming you don't already have one, and then you can become a patron for GavsWeatherVids. Again, give anything from $1 a month upwards to GavsWeatherVids. That's how you become a patron. And finally, you can become a GavsWeatherVids YouTube channel member. Got 40 channel members so far. So hello, and thank you so much to our channel members. If you would like to become a GavsWeatherVids YouTube channel member, all you need to do, go to the GavsWeatherVids YouTube homepage, click the join button, takes you through to another page where you see what benefits you get for becoming a channel member, and also you can sign up. And yeah, that's how you become a channel member for GavsWeatherVids. Thank you so much to all of our channel members, all of our patrons, all of our donors. The support you've given GavsWeatherVids over these past few weeks has been absolutely phenomenal, absolutely amazing. You can support GavsWeatherVids in so many other ways also, though. So you can support us by watching the videos regularly. You can support us by liking. You can support us by commenting. And you can support us by subscribing to the YouTube channel as well. We've got 7,070 subscribers. Want to get this to 7,100 quite soon, hopefully. So if you aren't yet subbed to the channel, then please can you do so. And again, by doing all of these things, you are helping to support GavsWeatherVids. So thank you so much to everybody for the support you've given us. And of course, special thank you to Celine Doran. Thank you so much, Celine, for your donation to GavsWeatherVids. Absolutely fantastic. Thank you so much, Celine, for doing that. Right, let's move on then. We're going to start off by having a look at GFS upper air temperature and precipitation ensembles for the next couple of weeks. The red line is the 30-year upper air temperature average for London and all wetter central. We're starting off a bit below average with temperature at the moment. Temperatures will be lifting up closer to average later on in the week for a day or two, and then dropping back again probably. Overall, it looks pretty cool, I have to say. Overall, the next week to 10 days, dates on along bottom of the graph, of course. Overall, upper air temperatures are looking pretty cool in the next week to 10 days. Later on, a little bit more scatter coming through. Possibly some of these on some members are getting a little bit hotter through the first week of August. But even then, definitely nothing definitive. There are as many that are quite cool through the first week of August as well. And just looks pretty disappointing, really, from a temperature perspective. Becoming more unsettled as well. So the next few days are going to be relatively dry. The next couple of days quite dry. But from like the end of this week into the weekend and then through to next week, rainfall spikes are coming back. Looks like there's going to be spells of rain and showers in between as we go through the final week of the final week of August, final week of July, and into the first week of August. Of course, this date just here, which is around the 25th of July, that is a year to the day from Furnace Thursday, that phenomenally hot day that we had last year. I'm sure you remember it, when temperatures went up into the upper 30s Celsius. Certainly no sign of anything like that in the next week to 10 days and probably beyond. It's probably going to be that this July is not going to reach 30 degrees, which is the first time that has happened for quite a long time. I think you have to go back probably to around 2011 for the last time we had a July that didn't reach 30 degrees. Of course, we did reach 30 Celsius at the end of June. But this is a cool July. We talked about this in the video yesterday, of course. This is probably going to be the coolest July overall since 2012. And it's probably going to be the first July that hasn't reached 30 degrees since 2011. So we are definitely having a cooler, summer this year. And that's at odds with GavsWeatherVids summer forecast, of course, which is going to be a bust. I think we can say that pretty definitively now. But there we go. The spring forecast was quite good. So summer forecast has been poor though. So yeah, cool and mixed really sums it up for the next week to 10 days as far as the ensembles are concerned. Temperature anomalies from the 21st to 29th of July, generally a little bit below average. Again, continuing the cool summer, not just the UK, but much of Northern and Western Europe. Precipitation anomalies, if we can have a look at those, which I don't think we can, so let's just quickly flip them over. Precipitation anomalies are looking like this, so relatively close to average. For England and Wales, wetter than average though. For Scotland, not a particularly exciting period coming up either from a temperature or rainfall perspective. Let me see how the winds are currently looking in terms of the upper level winds and jet streams. This is from earthnullschool.net. So we are under a little ridge of high pressure today. You see that the way we've got these southwesterly winds going up here, and then we've got these northeasterly winds through here. That tells us that we're actually under a little ridge of high pressure. Let's change the colour actually. We're actually under a little ridge of high pressure where the winds are lighter. Through here, so that's a nice little extension from the Azores High that we've got today, and that is bringing some drier weather, particularly to more southern parts of the country. This little ridge is going to extend out for the next couple of days, but will probably then weaken as we get through to the weekend and into next week, and things will probably turn more and more unsettled, unfortunately. This is how the UK Met Office model is looking for Friday. So, we've got a trough of low pressure coming into the north on Friday. That will bring showers, longer spells of rain. Still trying to hang on to a little bit of a ridge down in the south, but as we go into the weekend, a general sort of deterioration in the weather is taking place. Low pressure is sliding in from the north and west. That's probably going to give us quite a wet spell some point over the weekend. I would suggest that's most likely Saturday to possibly Saturday night. But yeah, rain coming up over the weekend. Quite cool as well. Winds in from the northwest. Not very spy weather at all. This is how things look at the end of the UK Met Office run, which gets us to Monday, 27th of July. Just a little transient bump of high pressure building up from the southwest then. But the next low is waiting in the wings in the Atlantic. That's probably going to roll in over top of that little transient ridge and keep the unsettled weather going into the closing days of the month. This is how the 6Z GFS is looking. So again, on Friday, looks rather showery in the north, could still just about be dry down in the south. But over the weekend, low pressure comes rolling in from off the Atlantic. Saturday and Sunday, looks like we'll have spells of rain, wet weather coming in off the Atlantic, and pretty cool as well. That low pressure then on Monday next week clears out of the way to the east. Winds go into the north. So this is Tuesday next week, Tuesday 28th of July. Winds are in from the north then. Low pressure to our east, high pressure to our west. So it's going to be cool, and it will be showery with those northerly winds too. To the middle of next week, a slight little transient ridge is trying to build up from the southwest, but overall still quite cool and showery. And then by day 10 and beyond, low pressure just comes rolling back in off the Atlantic. We are now up to the 1st of August, and yeah, we're looking unsettled. We're under an area of low pressure, bringing showers, if not longer spells of rain, to many parts of the country as well. That low pressure clears out of the way, moves away to the east on Sunday, and leaves us cool and unsettled. That's Sunday the 2nd of July, Sunday 2nd of August, I should say, leaves us cool and unsettled. And then into the end of the GFS run, we basically stay quite cool, really. Winds remain from a northwesterly direction, high pressures to our west, further showers are likely then. The GEM is looking like this. So again, on Friday, rather showery and for the north quite cool. Over weekend, turns increasingly unsettled with showers and longer spells of rain, cool temperatures as well. Then the GEM does something a little bit different, moving up towards day 10 though. So that low pressure gets out of the way. We start to get this extension from the Azores high. And the GEM then builds that into quite a significant area of high pressure. Look at this. Summer returns big time by day 10 with the GEM. High pressure sitting to our east. We're drawing up very warm or possibly even quite hot southerly southeasterly winds with that. There's no sign of that with the GFS at all. But there we go. That's summer coming back for the very end of July. We shall see about that. I suspect that's probably an outlier from the GM. But we shall see. Certainly by day 10, summer is back with the GM. Let's see what the ECMWF has to say. So, again, Friday, showery in the north in particular, and then over weekend turns unsettled with low pressure coming in off the Atlantic, being spells of rain, and winds are in from the northwest, so it will be cool as well. Into next week, we try and get a little bit of a ridge going in the south, but doesn't really come to much. Low pressure is rolling in over top of that for northern parts of the country, being spells of rain. And just quite unsettled and cool with the GM up to day 10. This is Friday the 31st of July. Yes, we're cool and showery really up to day 10. Again, we're trying to build up this little ridge from the southwest, but with more low pressure in the Atlantic, I suspect what would happen is that this low would just roll in over top of the ridge, something like that. So the idea from the GM at day 10, which is building up those that ridge to the east and pulling up those hot southerly southeasterly winds by day 10. The idea of that with the GM is isolated. There's not much model support for it. Doesn't mean it's wrong, of course. It might be picking up on a change in the weather pattern, but at the moment we need to see other models going in that direction before we have any sort of confidence in that outcome. This is rainfall forecast based on the ECMWF midnight run, but just looking at from Temeteo.com. So a fair amount of dry weather around today, some showing rain in the north and west, but dry for England and Wales. The next few days we'll see most of the rain in the north and the west, always drier in the south and southeast. But over the weekend it turns wetter through many parts of the country with spells of rain coming in from off the Atlantic. Showers or longer spells of rain really over weekend and lasting into the early part of next week too. Just generally quite unsettled next week, really, until we get up towards day 10 and then it begins to go a little bit drier. But there are definitely spells of rain coming and going through most parts of the country with that ECM run in the next week to 10 days. These are the options that are on the table within the ECM ensembles today for day 10, which gets us to the last day of July. So have 28 members of the ECM ensembles with low pressure to the north and west, bringing in westerly winds. So that's going to be quite quite a cool and unsettled scenario, of course. 12 with low pressure out to our west. Again, that's going to be quite cool and unsettled. 11 with higher pressure to our south. So that's going to be a slightly drier and slightly less cool scenario. But really, when you put 28 there together with the 12 there, it looks like the ECM ensembles are favouring cool and unsettled conditions in 10 days' time. In 2 weeks' time, these are the options that we've got. This gets us to the 5th of August. Have 21 members of the ECM ensembles with high pressure to our north and also to our southwest. That could be trying to get us towards some higher pressure, but overall probably still quite cool mix. 16 with low pressure over the country, really bringing a westerly flow, so that's going to be very unsettled and quite cool too. And then 14 with high pressure just to our southeast, low pressure up to the northwest. Could be drawing up something a little bit warmer from the southwest with that, but still all options really in both the 10 to 14 day time frame are looking rather mixed. I have to say they are all looking just a little bit on the mixed and unsettled side. Okay, let's extend out beyond days 10 to 14 and look at where the next 4 weeks with CFSV2 finally. So these are 500 millibar height anomalies from a CFSV2, and they are broken down into weekly periods. The first weekly period is going to take us from the 21st, 27th of July. The coming week looks cool and unsettled. Below average heights, low pressure to our east-northeast. Have got some northern blocking indicated there as well, with high pressure city to the north. So yeah, just generally looking quite cool and unsettled really in the week ahead. Week 2 is going to take us from the 28th of July to 3rd of August. Low pressure is to the north, high pressure to west-southwest. Still looks a little bit changeable. Winds are in from a westerly direction. Again, rather cool and rather showery there. Week 3 is going to take us from the 4th to the 10th of August. Below average heights, low pressure to our east-northeast. A bit of a mid-Atlantic ridge as well, trying to get going. So again, just looking rather cool and showery there for week 3, but the 4th to the 10th of August. And then week 4 looks like that. It's the 11th to the 17th of August. Nothing really doing here from a summer perspective. Below average heights, low pressure out to the west. Probably bringing in a westerly flow. Continuing the cool, mixed, showery summer regime really there from the 11th to the 17th of August. It doesn't look particularly inspiring, I have to say. Last thing I want to look at is what's going on in the tropical Atlantic. So I had several disturbance areas yesterday. You'll remember things are now a little bit more simple. We have 2 disturbance areas. We've got this yellow X just here. Let's see what National Hurricane Center is saying about that one. It's disturbance 1 with a 30% chance of cyclone formation in the next 48 hours and a 40% chance. The risk is increasing. 40% chance of cyclone formation in the next 5 days. They're saying a tropical wave is producing a large area of disorganized showers and thunderstorms over western Cuba and the northwestern Bahamas, southern Florida, and the adjacent Atlantic and Caribbean waters. Gradual development of this system is possible while it moves west-northwestward during the next few days. This system is expected to move over southeastern Gulf of Mexico later today, the central Gulf on Wednesday, and the northwestern Gulf on Thursday and Friday. An Air Force Reserve Hurricane Hunter aircraft is scheduled to investigate the system this afternoon if necessary. We're going to have a look at it with an aircraft, and it's going to move in this sort of direction, and as it moves over the Gulf of Mexico there could be development of this system, so this could become a tropical storm, dare I say it, possibly even a hurricane in the next few days. Have to wait and see. And then of course we've got this orange X down here, so let's see what they're saying about that one. It's disturbance 2 and it now has a 60% chance of cyclone formation. This is also increasing in terms of its risk of becoming a tropical cyclone. As saying with this one, showers and thunderstorms have become better organised in association with a low pressure system located about midway between the west coast of Africa and Lesser Antilles. Environmental conditions are expected to become somewhat conducive for development and a tropical depression could form during the next day or two, while the low moves westward at around 10 miles per hour over tropical Atlantic. By weekend, however, less favourable conditions should limit additional development. Both of these could become named storms in the next 2 or 3 days, so we will need to keep a very close eye on it, particularly this one as it moves through the Gulf of Mexico and perhaps heads towards the Gulf Coast of the United States. That one we will need to keep a very close eye on. This one, I mean, it may become a named tropical storm, but it sounds though by the time we get to weekend, it probably gets downgraded and it loses its intensity. But again, both of these, we will need to keep a close eye on both of them. And of course, we will continue to keep you informed at GavsWeatherVids. Finally, if you aren't subscribed to your channel, then please can you subscribe to GavsWeatherVids YouTube channel. Make sure you click like, make sure you like videos, and don't forget to tell your friends about GavsWeatherVids. Tell them to subscribe as well, and that's absolutely awesome if you can do that for us. Right, that's it for your videos for today. Now, tomorrow, I've got a little bit of a change coming up. So, Savvy will be doing the 5-day forecast for me tomorrow, and I won't be recording or uploading the 10 to 14 day video update tomorrow. I want to have a slightly quieter day on a Wednesday, just have a little bit of a quieter day in the middle part of the week. I was quite quite shocked about how sort of tired and run down I got last week when I was off. I basically slept for 2 days on Monday and Tuesday. So I think I've been overdoing it a little bit. So for Wednesday, I'm going to have a slightly quieter day. However, I will still live stream, though. I will still be live streaming at 6 o'clock in the evening tomorrow. And we will combine like the 10 to 14 day video update with the live stream. That's what I thought we'd do. So everything that we would look at in the 10 to 14 day video update tomorrow, we will look at it in the live stream. And yeah, we're going to combine the live stream with the 10 to 14 day video update. So I'll be live streaming from 6 o'clock. But Savvy will have the 5-day forecast. I'm just going to have a slightly quieter day, I think, on a Wednesday from now onwards. But there will still be Wednesday evening live stream at 6 o'clock. So that's what's happening tomorrow. Come back for Savvy's 5-day forecast tomorrow, and also for the live stream at 6. And yeah, I'll see you live tomorrow. Okay, that's all for now, and thanks for watching.